Well, hello there, YouTube. Welcome to a foggy venture MotoVlog to work. There's a 0% chance of rain today, but that doesn't stop it from being cold and nasty getting to work. Look at these log trucks. There's so many of them coming up and down 505. They must be just absolutely strafing a mountain somewhere. I hate seeing them. I mean, I understand it's a cycle, and it's been that way up here, you know, for a long time. And most of the woods you see are replanted from a previous logging. But still, you know, it saddens me to see all these trees being cut down. Especially when you realize that, you know, in your lifetime, these new forests that they're cutting down won't get back to the state that they're in now before I'm gone. And that's a pretty scary thought. But, you know, it's the even though it's man-made, it's kind of a, I guess, kind of in a twisted way, a cycle of life. You know, if it was up to me, I'd like the forest to, you know, all be old growth. There's very few of those left around here anymore. All of them have been logged and replanted at some point. I'm only 7 miles before I take the exit off of I-5 to 205. And that's another 7 miles to the next exit to get on the 4th plane to go to work. But it's only, I just checked with Siri, it's only jumped 5 degrees between my house and here. It was 41 at the house, it's 46 here. And man, 46 degrees, that, you know, for cold riding weather is, I mean, that's not bad at all, really. But this is my first venture. Usually, like, I've left the house and it's just been barely over freezing on the Spider. And by the time I get here, it's jumped 20 or 30 degrees. It makes a huge jump, so it's only cold for a little bit, and then it very quickly and progressively warms up as I head south. Well, it's not doing that today, and so this is my first extended period of time in the cold like this. And I gotta tell you, I'm about half froze. And the fog, you know, it's lifted enough that it's not on the road, but as soon as I say that, it looks like I'm about to roll right into it. But man, the fog is packed in all the way to work. Usually by this point, you're in sunshine and wishing you'd have wore your sunglasses instead of your clear glasses. And then I got the sniffly nose. But yeah, even with my Klein gloves, that, I mean, it really has to be cold before I can even wear these things, or they get too hot. When my hands get hot, I don't know, it puts me in some weird, not a panic attack, but I don't know how to explain it. I gotta get them suckers off. It's the same way with my feet getting hot. No idea. Been that way since I was a little kid. I'll freak out. Oh, thank God the sunshine. So now the sunshine comes up, and I mean, I feel the warmth from that sun, and I'm literally 5 minutes from rolling in the door at work. So I gotta be really careful riding this thing, because it has these things. The 83s had horrible brakes, and if I'm not mistaken, the 84 there was a slight upgrade, and then in 85 there was a wholesale upgrade on the brakes. because they were not good. Yeah, you almost have a better effect at stopping with downshifting. And these old V4s, good Lord, they got some decel braking. It's pretty crazy, actually. I feel like I can't hardly move. These gloves are gaudy. And so I was thinking what a bum ride it is. Now you just get, what am I, 5 minutes worth of sunshine, and it just totally changed my whole outlook for the day. Wow, it's crazy. Why do they always have to pull in the gate with a big sign that says don't? I just don't get it. Geez, that little Honda generator freaked me out. Heard the sound of that thing running. I thought somebody was coming in. They're all like, holy crap, what is that old thing? Hey, I got a new spider. Oh, that's the one off the floor. Oh, lordy. Alrighty. I'll chit chat with y'all later on. Ooh, that feels good to get them big old things off. We'll see ya. Well, hello there, YouTube. A little concerning here. I come back here to take you guys down my old back road route here, and I go to turn the camera on and it won't come on. It won't do anything. I ended up having to yank the battery out of it to do a reset, and then it booted right up. Camera's not hot. I did vlog for about 40 minutes. I did a long vlog. Maybe that had something to do with it, but battery's not dead. And like I say, when I pulled the camera out of the GoPro case, it was fine. I mean, it was just that typical warm feeling that a GoPro feels, you know. Not hot at all. Yanked the battery, put it back in, booted it up. It showed I still had 2 bars of battery, and turned it back off, hit the Wi-Fi button, held it. She came on like she's supposed to. And here I'm talking to you. I have no freaking clue. So I finally pulled over because I was driving through that one little area, you know, where there's a rock cliff on each side. Oh, and the fall colors were gorgeous. And I go, man, I gotta figure this out. I thought, well, hell, the camera is doing something weird. I'll deal with it when I get home. And I go, no, it's too pretty. I gotta get this thing to turn on. So we're back on. Man, hold on a second. Let me ask Siri what the temperature is. What's the temperature? Holy crap. No wonder I'm cold. It's 54. Jeez. Tomorrow is like a 90% chance of rain, and then there's a couple of days of 100%. I won't be riding the rest of the week, so I don't apologize for the 41-minute vlog, or however long that was. I was hoping I was going to meet these skies out here. I don't know if you can tell how pretty those are, but they're slipping northeast of me as fast as I'm going north. Oh, it's beautiful though. There's like this haze in the air from the people with their fires. Don't you love that time of year when people start using their fireplaces? And you get a calm day, like just dead calm like it is today. And the smoke lingers in the fields and stuff. I love that. Woo, how's that for some noisy wind? Oh, my face shield just fogged right up when I laughed. And yes, you can stand up very comfortably on a Yamaha Venture. Feels quite natural, actually. of its peg placement. It's skinny. I try to stand up on my street glide, and it's like standing up on that Indian. Your legs have to, because you're on the floorboards, your legs have to bowl around the gas tank, and that's very unusual and very uncomfortable. It almost has that look like it could rain at any moment out here, doesn't it? The old Venture. The old tried and true. If she had good brakes on her, this thing would be dangerous. I need to get gas in this thing because I don't know when I'll ride it next, and I've got 2 bars of petrol in it, and I should top it off. I had my backpack with me, and I forgot I can't wear the backpack with this because the step is so severe in the front seat to the back seat. The backpack tries to push over. It's riding. I mean, the top of the backpack is riding about midway on my helmet. The straps are all, and the crossover strap comes up and hits me in the neck. I go, well, obviously this is not going to work. And then I thought, you know, I think I can stuff this backpack. I can wedge it in the rear trunk, and sure as hell, it takes a little work, but it goes in there. I wonder what our old. I wonder if that thing has a name. The little creek that the bridge goes over. Oh, I want to. If it's still here, we're gonna look at a different side of it today because I see this when I leave, and it's really pretty. You guys have seen that enough times anyway. But there's. Oh, they're gone. That water's moving so slow. There's leaves all laying in the water. Oh, look at that. It's so beautiful. But I bet you that thing's got a name. I have to look on a map and see what it is. So I gotta ask, have they made it to China with this thing yet? I'd hate to think what's going underground underneath us here. Ooh, that is very eerie. You can see Mount Rainier back there. Don't even strain your eyes because I know you're not going to see it. But that's very eerie looking. She's sitting back there sticking up behind those trees. Wow, that's creepy looking. Just imagine what it'd look like if you were up there on it. Wow, that is decidedly cold standing up in that. Oh, what a beautiful day. It's not really. It's cold. It's beautiful because it's dry. Now see, we've only had a little bit of rain here. In the grand scheme of things, really a little bit of rain. And I'm already had enough. Ooh, what do we got standing out here? It's a black bucket of some kind. Why? There's nothing standing out there. So I have this. This may be a complete huge mistake, but I have the low light feature turned on this thing, and I have the ISO limit set at the maximum of 6400. So if it gets dark out here, it'll probably look very grainy and nasty. But I know playing around with this thing, because you know the Hero 4 Silver has a LCD on the back, which that thing is enormously useful. Oh, the sound comes from the freeway. I thought there was a car rushing up behind me on the road. I'm like, God, you know, I did not see anybody coming up behind me back there. Ooh, look how high the river is now. Holy moly. Wow, she jumped right up there. That's pretty cool. I don't know if there's anybody down there at my hole. Let's go take a look at that right quick. Why? Let's go see. There's probably mud down here, and I'll get this thing stuck, or I'll slip on one of these tire tracks here and bust my ass. You guys would probably love to see that. Look at all the leaves on there. Little leaves mixed with some mud. If you're wondering what that clicking sound, if you can hear the click, 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 click up there. In my not so wise idea, there's these, oh yeah, she's come. Well, she ain't really any higher. Just must be the dark light, because I can still see a portion of that log I walked you guys out on. But it's definitely higher, but it's not what I thought it was. I thought it was going to be almost to the edge up here, but it's not. So, you know how I never replaced the fork springs in this thing. Whoops. This thing turns so sharp, you can actually bind your hand. I mean, it turns like crazy sharp. You can almost do one of those, you know, like zero turn things with it. But, oh, anyway, the springs were soft. So I thought, well, you know, I got some PVC pipe at the house. I'll build me like a little 1-inch spacer and stick them in there, just to see what that did, you know, because it's air assist, and there's the air valve there, and it would hold air in the proper amount of air in there for, you know, a couple weeks or whatever, but it's slowly bleed. You know, how can a fork be airtight? You know, it's gonna leak out. It's like air shocks on your motorcycle. You need to check them every once in a while, because it slowly sneaks past the seals as you're going down the road. But anyway, I thought I'd shim them, and I couldn't find a PVC pipe. Well, in the crates on motorcycles, on the crown nut, there'll be a bracket in the crate that swoops down, and a portion of this bracket on the crate will have this nut that's the same size as your steering stem, and it's just a throwaway, and it just spins on. Well, it's just this hollow nut. You know, it's open on both ends. I think it takes like a, I don't know, 24, 27 millimeter socket to spin it off. So I'm digging around thinking, God, what can I use? Because I was so sure I had the PVC, I actually took the damn, you know, caps off. I'm like, crap, now what I'm gonna do, you know? And these are them old caps, they don't screw off. You push them down, you gotta pop a clip out of the way, and they whoop, and they pop up. If I remember right, anyway. You guys who worked with those old Kayaba or KYB forks know what I'm talking about. Ooh, something dead back there. That really stunk. That could be very, very slippery in that turn without being wet with all them leaves. But, what the hell? That's that truck. How did he end up coming out there? That's that truck I was behind. Oh, you guys wouldn't even have seen that. I didn't turn you on yet. I was behind him when I stopped to figure out the camera. Man, he really came a weird way to get here. Probably lost. So anyway, I found a couple of those stupid nut things, you know, and they were right at about 1.1 inches or something tall, you know, and I thought, well, those things fit in the forks. Yep, they slid right down in there, and I go, well, hell, that'll work. So I put those things in. I'm trying to think. I think those are those push caps. But anyway, I got those in there and locked her down, and it fixed the ride height. I mean, it was actually perfect. But when you ride in rough stuff, the little metal nuts click underneath the caps. I don't know if they're moving or bouncing or what it is, but anybody's I've let ride this thing says, dude, your steering, it doesn't feel like it, but your steering bearings are clunking in there. No, it's not. It's not the steering bearings. It's my my all metal fork spring spacers. So that's what that click click is. I told you that story. You're thinking, why did I need to know that? Look at the kids on the tailgate. See that? I still have scars. I don't know if you guys are big into rodeo, but back in the 90s, I think it was, Ronnie and Donnie Sparks, the twin brothers, they were rodeo champions, rodeo stars. Well, when they were wee little kids, I lived with them in Texarkana, Texas, and we went out to, I think we were haying fields. We did all kinds of farm stuff, you know, and we were coming down Summerhill Road. It was a road, if you guys ever seen the movie The Town That Dreaded Sundown, the lady that got shot in the face, one of the only survivors, her husband was killed, but she got shot in the face. I actually got to meet her when I was a wee little kid. She was quite old. I think she was in her 80s or something. But anyway, that's the same road she lived on, and the house where that happened. But anyway, we're coming down Summerhill Road. It's a little 2-lane highway about like this. It's kind of cruising along on the back of this old Ford or Chevy. It was an old truck, and it had the old chain tailgate things, you know. That's what held the tailgate up. You remember they used to use chains instead of the brackets like they use now? Well, one of the chains was gone. Well, it was just 4 kids sitting back there. It was me, Ronnie and Donnie Sparks, and somebody else. I don't remember who was with us. They're riding along, and I think they're literally telling the tale of once when a chain broke on a tailgate, if I'm not mistaken. That's what we were discussing. Whack! That thing breaks. Of course, the tailgate goes boom, hits the back bumper, but it works like a sliding board. We hit the deck. So I got my first experience of road rash, and I do mean road rash, before I even rode a street bike and crashed on the road. I did crash on the road. I had a horrifying accident on my little Harley Davidson X90. I was bombing through the neighborhood, and there's these main roads that came through, and then there was other, like, kind of like a main road that went down in front of the houses, and all the houses faced each other, and then there was an alleyway, and then, you know, of course, on the alley, the backs of each of the houses, you know, in the, you know how they have these strip rows of houses. Anyway, the houses all backed into each other with an alley, and then there was a main street in front, and then they faced each other that way. But anyway, you need to stop pulling out of this alley because it's a main cross street. Well, this lady in a Chevy just come diving on out of there, and I'm humming down the road there at about 30-40 miles an hour, or maybe more, and all of a sudden this big blue Chevy Impala presents itself in front of me, and I couldn't stop, and I tagged her right in the right front quarter panel, hit her, bounced and kind of skidded along the windshield and hit the ground on the other side and tumbled to a stop. Of course, I think I was wearing, you know, like blue jean cutoffs and a t-shirt or whatever. You know, we didn't know anything about proper riding gear or anything, but I didn't know who I was for a few hours there. Rang my bell. I remember coming up on her. I remember the loud impact. And then I remember her like screaming at me as she's picking me up and asking if I'm okay, and it's still screaming at me. And went up to my house, and of course my dad was home from work, and I got in all kinds of trouble for bombing through the street. My dad paid to fix her car, and somehow or another it became my fault. But you know how those things go. I'm a little kid, although it's in a neighborhood away from any highway. A little kid riding actually the thing was street legal, but you know, geez, what the hell was I, 9 or 10 years old? By default, it was my fault. So how's this for a late night vlog? And what do? Take you to the Texaco station. What a tard. You know what I did? Jumping the gun here a little bit. Anyway, for some reason, people like to see this. But this is how you put gas in a Yamaha Venture, because I'm sitting on the gas tank. This is the air filter, and the battery sits across here. It's a YTX 20 battery. It's not what it came with. It came with a regular standard battery. And for some reason, this thing never stops the pumps. I don't know why. So you got to kind of watch it. Anyway, there's a neck going from where you see, and it rolls down to the tank. That's not even the top of the tank. Must be a 14 or 15 electric glide. You hear first gear? If that's the guy that runs that body shop there, or repair shop, he never waves, nothing. He's just like a mean old man. I'll ride by him on Harley and I'll wave at him, be out there on his front porch, whatever, and he just ignores you. He'll look at you, but no attempt to wave back at you. So that's gonna be nice. Oh, you know what I don't have? I don't have my, God dang it, I don't have my my stabilizer with me. I knew if I took that out of my backpack, I'm always afraid it's gonna leak. So when I don't ride for a day or two, I take it out. It's never leaked, so where you at? Yeah, you're right there at the top. $10. 3.335 gallons. And this thing's it's like a 5.8 gallon tank. And you seen I had one bar. It's the funniest thing. It has a round cylinder bobber that floats. You know, to tell you the gas level. Well, it etches through the rubber, or through the little floaty ball, and it's almost ready to pop through, and the ball, it'll just forever read empty once that happens. And but before it breaks off, it's not in the center of the ball anymore. It goes up, so the ball spins around, and the ball is floating higher than the sensor. So it always so you even got a flashing fuel light. Even if that thing's flashing, I don't get much more than 3.5 gallons in it. But I can't help it. If that fuel light's flashing, I go crazy. I gotta get gas in this thing right now. But in reality, there's still damn near 3 gallons in it. It's very irritating. I keep saying I'm gonna pull it out, but it's this whole ordeal of getting that sensor out of the tank. There's my battery tender lead. This is one, I don't know which I'll show you first, but this is actually one of those Honda connectors. I think I even talk about it. And I've spilt gas in here. Of course, it's got drains and it pours out, but that thing's floated in gas before and it didn't hurt anything. Well, now it's not going in there right. Anyway, that's how you fill up a XVZ12 TK. That's its full name. So anyway, I need to put my gas mileage stuff in my phone, and I text a little woman that I'm almost home, and so I'm gonna sign you off here. So I appreciate you guys coming with me. You guys probably think I do the strangest vlogs. These things really do got to be strange. But I enjoy doing them, and so far you guys haven't said I'm a complete idiot yet. I'm just kidding. I'm having fun with it, so hopefully you guys will too. So I'm gonna put in my gas mileage stuff here, and I'm gonna head home for the last little journey of freezing here. So thank you very much. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Take care now. Bye bye.